Hello, I'm Ross Hartis, and this is an Action 9 special report. This is truly a momentous day in the world of chess, as the Fédération Internationale des Échecs, or World Chess Federation, has finally released the long-awaited 4.5.2 patch for the game of chess. This patch represents the first change since the controversial 4.5.1 Speed Chess update that added a timer to the game more than 150 years ago. To find out more, we have with us today live via satellite Dr. Scott McIntyre, Chess Mega Grand Master, Associate Professor of Moving in an L Shape at the Chess University of Spuzzum, British Columbia, and spokesman for the FIDE. Good afternoon, Dr. McIntyre.
Thanks for having me, Ross.
Now, Dr. McIntyre, rumors have been swirling around about this patch for some time. Since it's finally been officially released, what kind of reactions are you getting?
Well, Ross, any changes to such a well-loved game are bound to get some pushback, but on the whole, players have been very positive.
So what kind of changes are we talking about?
You can see a full list of the changes in the patch notes on our website, but they broadly fit into two categories. The first and most important is bug and balance fixes. Historically, chess has had several well-known bugs that high-level players have learned to exploit to the point where they've almost become a part of the game. This patch fixes the long-standing castling bug, where certain circumstances allowed a player's king to clip through the rook. It also fixes the most well-known chess bug, which prevented pawns from moving backwards.
That wasn't an intentional part of the game.
Not at all. That issue has been in our bug database since the early 15th century, but has proven surprisingly difficult to track down. We have also put a lot of work into rebalancing the game.
Wait, aren't both sides identical?
Well, that is mostly true, but the white side always goes first, which is, I think you'll agree, a little OP. With the new patch, the white side still goes first, but the black side now gets 2 queens to compensate.
Doesn't that tilt the game in black's favor?
Yes. That's why white is now allowed to move 2 pieces on every 4th turn. Extensive research indicates that this makes the two sides exactly equal. I can show you the 428-page report if you want.
That's okay, I trust you. What about the other category of changes?
Well, that's where things get really exciting. Chess is a wonderful game, but there's a lot of competition in the board game space these days, and chess is going to have to adapt to survive. The second half of the update is what we are calling a content patch, and it is designed to bring chess into the 21st century. To begin with, we have added an XP and leveling system.
XP? Like experience points?
Yes! Sure, you could previously promote a pawn to a queen if you made it all the way across the board, but that didn't leave much room for character customization. Each piece now has strength, dexterity, and armor attributes and gains XP every time it takes another piece. With enough XP, you can even upgrade a piece to the new Giga King, which takes up 4 squares and can move in any direction.
Wow, those are pretty serious changes.
It may seem like that at first glance, but the core chess gameplay is the same as it has always been. We just felt it was necessary to give it a facelift to attract a modern audience. Young players in particular have been very positive about the new power cards.
Power cards?
Yes, didn't we talk about those already? Well, both players will now have a customized 50-card deck that they can draw cards from every turn. They can play cards to help them by increasing attributes, giving XP, bringing back lost pieces, or activating what we call bonus challenges, which are cards that affect how the game is played for both players. All pawns move twice, queens can move in the knight's L shape, bishops are worth double XP, that sort of thing.
Is there anything you haven't changed?
Oh, certainly. As I said, most of these changes are just little tweaks to how the game has been played for hundreds of years. Here's the new board, for instance. As you can see, it's basically unchanged from the board that Wilhelm Steinitz used back in the 19th century.
What are those colored squares?
These are the trap squares. Before the game, you roll dice to determine what kind of trap is under each square: lava, acid, pit, or spike, and a piece activates the trap when it ends the turn on the square. Each piece has different vulnerabilities and resistances to the different trap types, of course.
Of course. Come on, acid traps? How is that a small tweak?
Where it gets really interesting is using power cards to protect your pieces and modify the trap squares. The first time, your opponent plays a fire immunity card on his Giga King and then moves on to what he thinks is a lava trap, only to find you changed it to spikes 2 turns earlier, and now all your rooks have double XP? Well, let's just say that's what chess is all about.
No, Scott, I don't think it is. Just one more thing, Dr. McIntyre.
Yes?
I'm almost afraid to ask, but what is the blue square for?
Oh, it's very simple. The orange squares are trap squares, and the blue square activates multiball!
I don't really know what I was expecting.